r/AskReddit by Redmond ETS. What was your most awkward encounter with a celebrity? Not me, but my wife once escorted Leonardo DiCaprio to the plane at JFK Airport. He had forgotten his phone cable and my wife gave him the one she had. With DiCaprio I'd have been worried, but my wife was already over 25 years old at that time, so there was no danger. I elbowed Danny Trejo in his chest and spilled his drink all over him at a club in Vegas. He's way shorter than I expected and was sure he was gonna beat my ass but ended up being the nicest dude ever. Ryan Reynolds once crashed my niece's wedding on a whim and made a fool of himself. It was the best wedding ever. Michael Cera is literally the same person in real life as he is in his movies. When I saw him in Toronto, I was with my cousins. They hounded him and he felt so awkward and uncomfortable. I felt so bad for the dude. I was at a party with George Clooney, and whenever I tried to sneak a look at him, he was already looking at me. Dude is cold-blooded. Delivering Chinese food to Hoja late one night and realizing I forgot his drink. Please tell me he's the loveliest man on earth. Really nice. Shy fella but friendly, and he gave me a good tip despite my F up. I deliver to his dad and his brother too. They all live in the same compound. The whole family is super nice. I was standing in line for a Space Ghost panel at DragonCon. There was a tall, older fellow next to me. I asked him if he was here for the Space Ghost panel. He just kinda smirked at me and gave a smug laugh. It was George Lowe. When Texas hosted USC for the first time since the '05 Natty, Will Ferrell came in to support them in ATX. The game was over by the third quarter, so he was leaving from the USC sidelines to the visitors tunnel near the end zone. I had front row tickets and I saw him walking, so when he got close I started screaming his name and got his attention. He looked up smiling, waving, being nice and all. I, on the other hand, was drunk and so I flipped him off and told him to get the F out here. We won that game, so it's super embarrassing that I behaved that way. Real big fish thought they booked a room at our hotel. They went to go check in and we are all booked up because of them and a quilt show in the area. Accidentally bumped into Jackie Chan at a party and knocked him over. He then proceeded to accidentally knock out 15 people nearby with his fall. Patrick Murphy from Gaelic Storm decided to arm wrestle my daughter because I was wearing too vintage of a Gaelic Storm shirt to a concert. She was 8. He didn't let her win, but he did give her an autograph. Rowdy Roddy Piper. Met him at WrestleMania 26 Fan Access when I was 14 or so. Super fan of all things WWE at the time. Was extremely excited, but that excitement turned to the weirdest moment ever when he started petting my hand and petting my face. He was still drunk from the night before. Met Tom Felton once at a convention. He looked so tired and over it, so I said, "After this, you can go home and sleep." And he said, "Hell yeah." I worked at a cafe. A guy came in wearing big sunglasses. He looked somewhat familiar and had an American accent. I'm from Australia, but I couldn't quite place him. I was so distracted trying to figure out who he was that I had to ask him to repeat his order 3 times, which was pretty embarrassing. Finally it clicked that it was Ash Barker. He was cool about it and gave me and a co-worker free tickets to his show. I was the last-minute fill-in interpreter for Frankie Muniz for an entire weekend at a Geek Comic Con type festival in Europe. I had never seen Malcolm in the Middle. I translated for fan meet and greets, which was fine, but the worst was translating live on stage during an event, because I didn't know any of the references to his work. I learned a lot about fan culture and I found it so bizarre. I also realized that it takes a special kind of personality to want to be famous. After this experience, I would never, ever go up to a celebrity in public, no matter how big of a fan I was. I'm in line at McDonald's. Emma Stone is in front of me. Easy A had just came out, so she's like peak popularity. I'm trying not to stare. No camera pics or anything. Anyways, I'm in line. The dude behind me bumps into me. And I bump into her. Innocently. And she's like, Dude, back the F up. I didn't even bother to explain to her that the guy behind me bumped into me. I just vowed to never watch a movie of hers ever again. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.